Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today's puzzle video is part of a huge D&D collaboration called Dragon Week. All of the D&D YouTubers in the multiverse are gathered together to talk about dragons for an entire week. It's going to be fantastic. Now, my entry into this series is going to be a puzzle video where we have some dragon-scaled treasure chests along with some metallic keys that have a dragon head inscribed on them. Now, if you'd like to check out all of the videos by my fellow YouTubers for Dragon Week, I'll put a link to the playlist in the description below, and if you would like the written version of the Dragon Keys puzzle along with the images so that you could use this in your in-person or virtual tabletop game, that is available to all of my Patreon members at the $2 level or higher. Now let's get started and see how we can solve this dragon-themed puzzle, Dragon Keys. So this puzzle can be placed just about anywhere. It could be in a dungeon, a vault, a dragon's lair, a temple to a dragon god, or it could even be in some type of a carnival or a festival as a game the characters can play. Regardless of where you decide to use this puzzle, when the characters enter this area, they're going to see 5 different colored treasure chests and a wooden pedestal with a brass key on top of it. Now, if our characters were to come over and take a look at these treasure chests, they're going to see that each one has dragon scales on the outside of it, and we have the colors white, blue, black, red, and green. Now, these treasure chests are magically sealed by a 72nd level wizard, and a detect magic spell will give off strong signs of abjuration magic. Now, these chests can only be opened with the appropriate key, and any attempts to try to bypass the lock either with thieves' tools or magic is going to cause a trap to trigger. Now, if the characters do trigger one of these traps by trying to pick the lock or force it open, then each of the different treasure chests are going to have a different element that is going to expand out, and all creatures within 30 feet are going to need to make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw, and on a failed save, they'll take 4d6 of damage of that corresponding type, or half as much on a success. The type of damage dependent on the color of the chest, with the white one being cold damage, the blue one being lightning, black being acid, red being fire, and green being poison. Now, if our characters were to focus on this key that is on this wooden pedestal, they're going to find a brass key that has an engraving of a dragon head on top of it. Now, this puzzle needs to be solved in sequence of events, and we're ready to begin. We have a brass key with a dragon head engraved in it and 5 different treasure chests, white, blue, black, red, and green. With the information that's been provided, do you know how to solve the puzzle? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great. Let's go over the answer. So taking this brass key with the dragon head engraved on top of it, there's only one treasure chest that it's going to be able to open. If you were to put this key in any of the other treasure chests, it's going to trigger the trap as we mentioned before, whether that be cold, lightning, acid, or poison. But the treasure chest that this key goes into is going to be the red one. If the characters were to open this treasure chest with the brass key, then they're going to find coins, gemstones, magic items, or whatever it is as a game master that you decide to put inside of it. What they're also going to find is going to be another key. This time we have a bronze key. So now with the bronze key, which chest would you open? If you pick the blue treasure chest, that is going to be correct. Opening the blue treasure chest, again, we're going to find coins, magic items, gemstones, or whatever you decide as a game master to put inside the chest. But we're also going to find a silver key. Once again, the characters can take the key and they can match it to another treasure chest. This time, the silver key is going to match the white treasure chest. Opening the white treasure chest, again, we'll have treasure inside of it that you have placed there, but we're also going to have another dragon key. This time it's going to be copper. And of course, taking the copper key out, it's going to fit inside of the black treasure chest. And inside of the black treasure chest is going to be a green key. However, this key is going to be different than the other keys, as the brass, the bronze, the copper, and the silver key all had an engraving of a dragon head on it. This green key has an engraving of a skull and crossbones. Regardless, there's only one treasure chest left to open, and that's going to be the green treasure chest. Opening this treasure chest, we get our final amount of treasure, and the puzzle is solved. So what exactly is the connection to each of the keys and the treasure chests? Well, the connection between the dragon keys and the treasure chest with the colored scales is actually the breath weapon of the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons. Taking, for instance, our very first one, our brass key and our red treasure chest, both the red dragon and the brass dragon breathe fire, so that is the connection. We would connect the brass key to the red treasure chest. And when we open the red treasure chest, we receive the bronze key, A bronze dragon and a blue dragon both breathe lightning, so these two are going to match. And as you remember, after we open this, we obtained the silver key. The silver dragon and the white dragon both breathe cold. After we opened this, we found the copper key. The copper and the black dragon both breathe acid. And then we obtained the green key. And the green key had the skull and crossbones. That was signaling poison. And the green dragon is actually the only dragon that breathes poison. Not only that, but it's also the last treasure chest to open. So the green key is going to open the green treasure chest. Now, of course, this puzzle is going to work off of player knowledge of the characters knowing the breath weapons of dragons. You can also run this on character knowledge or provide hints by allowing a character to make a DC 12 intelligence nature check to be able to recall information about dragons. The information you provide the character should include their alignment, habitats, and definitely the breath weapon, because that's what the puzzle is about. Alternatively, you may decide to provide a clue. Perhaps the characters find a beginning guide to dragons in a bookshelf nearby, and this can have dragon names, alignments, and breath weapon types, and you could provide this to your players by creating a handout, or you can let them look up dragons in the monster manual, or perhaps you allow them to get on their electronic devices and research dragon information online. And then finally, what type of treasure is in each of these treasure chests? Are there coins, gemstones that match the color of the chest, or some other type of items? Be sure to let me know what you would put in these treasure chests in the comments section below. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is it something that you could use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? And don't forget to check out all of my fellow YouTubers and their dragon themed videos. Again, I'll put a link to the entire playlist in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.